can't wait for you to get to see it. Yes, it is in book 2 for all the easier to read it. A good chunk of book 2 is season 2.
Yeah.
It is 7 episodes, one more than 6 from season 1.
We've recorded a lot of the vocals.
A lot of them. We have new cast that we can't wait to tell you about it.
Some new actors that are amazing that we will not tell you right now. But oh my goodness.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Especially, you know.
Yeah. What's that person's name?
Yeah. He or she were great.
He or she is awesome.
We've already recorded with, and they were awesome. So many great things. Also, for those of you that are into our show, we're so thankful, all of you fans. You're going to find a slightly updated version.
Oh, yeah.
Some have already noticed it.
Oh, have they really?
Yeah, because we've been using
so cool.
it for some of the posted videos.
Right. People are so smart.
It's crazy.
I'm amazed that they pick up on this.
Thank you for that, everybody.
Yes.
But episode 1 and 2, we did a little tidying up. Just a little cleanup. Some of the animation, some of the lighting. If you watch the series, you know that by episode 3, 4, 5, and 6, we kind of figured out a lot of our tools in Unreal Engine, and we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just kind of do some of that in episodes 1 and 2 when we were figuring it out? So the team went hard to work. Hunza and Sam and Keith just did some great stuff. So you'll see that soon in the app. You're already seeing some of it out there. And then we can't go forward without saying thank you. Many of you reached out and said, hey, if you'd be willing to do Pay It Forward monthly, you get to watch this show for free, which is amazing. So cool. So many families are watching it. Everybody keeps asking me, I'm sure they ask you, how's the show going? It's amazing. Like the number of eyeballs of people, it's just astonishing.
I was going to say, every couple of days I go to the community tab on the app and read the comments from people, and I get emotional every time. So yeah, there are lots of people finding the show thanks to you guys.
And some of you have said, we love it so much, we're going to support. We're community supported, and you've done that. And so you've signed up for Pay It Forward monthly, and so you got early access to the soundtrack and are helping to pay for that soundtrack that got made. All the great artists that worked on it, the great mixing and all that kind of fun stuff. So thank you. And I can't wait for you to hear the full thing. Yeah. We did get to mix it in Atmos. So if you're into that kind of thing, so if you have, AirPods, whatever, you can hear it there, or you have a home theater, and it sounds really great. And anyways, good stuff. Tonight, we're not going to let you empty-handed, though. So we have a really beautiful lyric video with Jodie Benson's performance of My Love Has Gone Across the Sea that you hear in the credits a little bit. And we want to give you that full song. And so we're going to show you that lyric video. And then immediately after, we have a really beautiful behind-the-scenes piece that the team at Angel Studios has put together with interviews with Kurt Heineke and Isaac, who is, of course, with Arcadian Wild, and then with Andrew here, talking about the soundtrack and the creation of it, just like what it was like to make it for the show.
Yeah. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be back with another live stream.
And
so be ready for that.
Some really cool live performance stuff that we can't wait to show you. So for tonight, enjoy this amazing lyric video and this really cool behind-the-scenes piece, and we will see you soon. And share the soundtrack on YouTube. It's going to live there. It won't go away there. And then it'll be back very soon on the other platforms, and we'll be back as well.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.
My name is Kurt Heineke. I am the, what am I? My name is Kurt Heineke. I am the music director for Wingfeather Saga. I also write score and help a little bit with the songs. I work with the other guys, Ben Shive and Arcadian Wild.
I'm Isaac Horn, and I play in a folk band called the Arcadian Wild. We operate in as a band in a songwriting capacity.
When they brought me in, it was to, I would say, to help people like Arcadian Wild who have written some incredible songs, but they're not used to fitting them into a picture.
Because with songwriting, you're telling the whole story with the music. With picture, the music is a completely more like a supportive role.
This would be Isaac himself telling me, man, I feel like I need to write this song and fill in every crack and crevice. And I would come in and say, hey, what if we simplify this? What if we use, ooh, these 5 notes make a great theme. What if we just stretch that out? And then once he saw, oh, that's how that fits in with the picture, and it makes it more cinematic, we started hearing these little themes and those sorts of things.
Once we kind of got into that mindset and started sending things that were working, then he would take that and, well, he'd make it sound like a movie. We went from this kind of small, quiet, acoustic band, barely breaks 5 decibels, to this sort of epic, huge sound.
But then the nice thing with this is not everything's big and epic. We can really bring it down, very intimate inside the cottage, and hear just these individual instruments telling a story.
It's intimate, small, and personal at the same time that it's big and epic and sweeping.
There can be a kind of magic in music.
I don't think there's any magic in my music. What's your secret?
The goal was always for it to feel and sound like Nashville.
Isaac, what we need is something that sounds kind of Scandinavian, but kind of Irish, but also a little bit cinematic, but also kind of like Nashville. And because we wanted it to kind of sound like where we're from.
We were using words like Americana, Appalachian, country, bluegrass, but then we started blending it with early European, Scandinavian.
I think if you would have told me that's what we were going for, I would have laughed and said, there's no way, those things don't go together.
And it was amazing to me that he came back with a song that's in episode 1 called Jürgen's Tune. And it was like, oh, it's kind of Scandinavian and kind of Irish and kind of like Nashville, and it's kind of cinematic.
That's enough.
And for us, music is such an important fabric. And I can tell you to a person that's just simply not happening in other spaces.
The fact that the soundtrack could stand alone as its own work of art is something to shoot for.
Ultimately, what we're creating is this sound that's familiar, but not quite.
Finding a middle ground was really fun, and I think it led us to something really, really cool. At the beginning, we were given a list of emotions, and as well as characters and places, and that's all we were given. Go have ideas.
So we started writing without even seeing any video or film yet.
It was cool it was difficult.
We wanted to create a library of music that we can come back to and use not just in episode 1, but throughout season 1.
That was an interesting process and totally new to me, but I like where things landed.
So in the series, we have this very unique instrument that's never been heard or seen before, the whistle harp.
Lily girl, how about something with a little more giddy up?
Like a pirate shanty? Maybe the one about Squidbelly the Wide?
Aye, that's perfect.
So since there's no instrument that plays both of them together, and it would be really hard to do that because you just don't have enough fingers to do that. You could maybe get 3 notes out of each. Actually, I should try that. I can literally play 3 notes together, so whistle harp theme would be a little boring. Well, we're going to have to combine a whistle and a harp.
It's working!
I'm most excited about the theme we got for the fangs. And I think Ben Shive actually had the idea of taking a slide, like a finger slide, and getting this really old, beat up guitar and have this metal finger slide and just play the melody, but just make it nasty and gritty. It would sound bad in any other context, but worked really, really well for this. But this is disorienting, this is off, and I think that's why it works so well for the fangs.
You know, we're dealing with different worlds and different environments. We've had some directions that we've talked about, and maybe there's a little bit of inspiration from those, but then we also say, no, but let's create our own sound.
How many instruments, if you had to guess, do you think you have in this room?
I mean, I've got tens of thousands of dollars of equipment in here, and I'd have to add it all up. Over 100 Irish whistles and ethnic flutes hanging on a wall over there. I've got about 25 brass instruments hanging on the ceiling, and I've got stringed instruments and plucked instruments like ukuleles back here. And I've got all these shelves of percussion instruments. So I love just having all this creativity right here in front of me. And I know some people, it gives them the jitters because they're like, I could never work in someplace that cluttered. It needs to be cleaner than that, but I kind of thrive on this.
Still sleep, dark glory in the